Hello, air signs. Welcome back to Meaningful Motivations with Tracy Erickson. And of course, if you are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Tracy Erickson, and these are going to be the general tarot readings for all of you air signs for October 2023. And since it's October, that means it's Halloween Spooktacular. So we're just going to do it a little differently this month. So for the October readings, we're going to be using the Halloween Oracle deck for the main message. We're using the Deviant Moon deck for clarity and Queen of the Moon Oracle for advice. And I'm also going to be doing 3 separate readings. One for Gemini, one for Libra, and one for Aquarius. So I'll be sure to put the timestamps in the description box of this video, as well as in the comment section, so you can find your timestamp and be led directly to your tarot reading. All right, air signs, so let's go ahead and get started with Gemini. Hello to all of you Geminis out there. This is your general tarot reading for October 2023. Since it's a general reading, just take whatever parts of this reading that resonate with you. And it looks like right here we have midnight, the most magical hour of all. I feel like with the midnight card being the central theme of this Gemini reading, I do feel like that there's going to be some kind of change, because midnight is the hour where we switch from one day to the next, right? So I feel like this is kind of like the beginning of something new in the month of October. Over here we have the Death card. It says the eternal cycle begins here. And we have Spider, which is community and web weaving. So again, with the Death card showing up, that definitely represents some kind of change or an ending that makes way for a new beginning. Now, this ending and new beginning could have to do with other people as well, because you got the community and web weaving card. So I feel like your connections with other people are going to be changing in this month, whether you're putting yourself out there more in some way into the community. But either way, it's going to lead to some type of change, clicking over into the next day, right? And then over here, Gemini, we have the Skull of Light, which says illumination. And we have the Ancestors card. It says the love and legacy of our DNA. So I do feel like this change is kind of like going to be brought on by some type of new awareness coming in, because you got the Skull of Light. So at some point in the month of October, you're going to gain this new awareness over something. Now, it could have something to do with family as well, because we see the Ancestors card here. So in some way, you're going to be reaching out differently to people in your life. And it could be possible that with the veil thinning between the worlds this month, that maybe you will have some divine guidance come in from your own ancestors or your own spirit guides. All right, Gemini, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the Deviant Moon deck a few times so we can get a little clarity on this reading for you. For October 2023, for all my Geminis. All right. One more shuffle. Okay, so we have Ace of Swords. Now look, it came out reversed. But if you look here, this particular Ace of Swords in this deck, you see that the moon figure has the sword, and the sword is kind of wrapped up in this vine that is coming from the crown, right? So I do feel like you're going to be releasing yourself from how you may have used to express yourself. So maybe you're just going to start expressing yourself differently in the month of October. Of course, with this Midnight card and the Death card, I definitely feel a change is in the air for you, Gemini. Yeah, next we have the Eight of Cups. It looks like you're definitely walking away from something that may have been emotional to you in the past. It's like you're letting it go. You're just walking away. You're not going to let it affect you anymore as far as your emotions are concerned. And look at that. Then we have the King of Swords. So it's like you're going to look at how you've been expressing yourself, because we have another sword here. But it is the King and it's upright. So I do feel like you're going to be standing in some level of authority within your being in the month of October, once you kind of, put yourself out there in a new and different way. All right? And that's after the sense of walking away has already taken place as well. And then we also have the 9 of Wands. So this one is just identifying that, and especially since it's placed under the Illumination card, I feel like you're going to start to see where you've put walls up around yourself in the past, and it's kind of left you alone, feeling alone at times, because it's like you're not putting yourself out there, right? You have this self-made wall made of these wands. But I feel like with that being near the Skull of Light, I feel like that is going to be part of what is changing in the month of October for you Geminis. All right, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the Queen of the Moon Oracle. I just want to see what advice this deck has for you Geminis for October, and it fell on the floor. Let me grab it. All right, it looks like you got the long night moon, and it says darkness. So I feel like this darkness is going to be leading you to the illumination, right? So there is going to be a sense of not knowing which way to go, not being able to see the path before you as clearly because it's dark, right? But with the rabbit showing there, I just feel compelled to say that there's nothing to be afraid of in this darkness, because this darkness is basically ignorance over a certain situation, right? But as long as you can keep your mind open to receiving the new illumination, I think that your path forward is going to be lit up for you, and that is going to be what will help you to move forward in the month of October. All right, Gemini, now let's get the last 3 cards. I'm going to shuffle the Halloween Oracle one more time, and then I'm going to pull 3 cards for you, Gemini, to give a final message for this reading for October 2023. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so we have the Night Song, and it says Hidden Talents. You guys, this is a cardinal shown on this bird, It's a cardinal shown on this card. And that's reminding me of this Ancestors card over here, because in my mind, the cardinal is a symbol of people from our past, our loved ones who have passed away, that kind of thing. And maybe your ancestors, your guides, your past loved ones, they're trying to guide you out of this darkness and into the Skull of Light. So I feel like you should listen to the inner workings here, right? And we also got the Mummy card, which says change. And you guys, with this Mummy card, of course, it's going to remind us to change in the final message, because we also got the Death card, we got Midnight, and all this, right? Now, the Mummy card is saying you can't fit. Basically, let's put it this way. The Egyptians would mummify the dead in hopes that the soul would return to that physical body. So it's like, it's all fine and good, right? But the soul will never come back to the dead body, because that body is dead. It is no longer needed. It has served its purpose, and now the soul has moved on. So with this Mummy card, it's literally asking you, or at least telling you, that it's going to be hard to fit this new illumination into your old ways. So just keep in mind that as you try to hang on to the past, just remember that it's okay to strip that away, because you're creating something new in the month of October. And finally, we got the Cauldron card as the final message, and it says synergy and healing. So I think all in all, as you go through some kind of change in the month of October, Gemini, it's going to lead to a lot of healing. And with it being a cauldron, I feel like this healing is going to be self-made, right? Because a cauldron is like a witch would use it to mix up her spells or whatever. So I feel like that message is saying, as you embrace the change and kind of strip away the old to bring in the new, this is going to bring a strong level of healing for you. And synergy, I feel like that just means it's going to bring you in sync with the path that you should be on. It's going to help you see clearly the path that you want and should be on at this time, Gemini. So all in all, it's going to be a very healing month for you. And there are going to be some changes, but I also feel like you're being divinely guided by ancestors, by your guides, by your inner self, your higher self. So it's going to be a great month for you guys in the end. All right, Gemini, if you like this video, don't forget to click that like button. And let me know in the comments down below if this reading resonates with you. Thank you all so much for watching and spending your time with me. I love you. And it's time to move on to Libra. Hello to all of you Libras out there. This is the general tarot reading for Libra for October 2023. Since it's a general tarot reading, just take whatever parts of this reading that resonate with you. And the main theme here says here, invisibility. And underneath it says authenticity. So in a certain way, you're embracing your uniqueness in the month of October, Libra. So that's great. But let's see what else we have for you here. Over here, we have the Black Cat. It says fortune meets opportunity. And the Graveyard card. And that says unnecessary fear. All right. So I do feel like in the past, you may not have fully embraced your own authenticity in certain ways, Libra, because maybe you've had these fears that are just unnecessary. But it's like you have this wisdom within yourself and this connection to spirit that helps you to be rather authentic. So basically, there's nothing to be afraid of. And maybe you're starting to realize that in the month of October, because here we are kind of embracing that authenticity. Now over here, we have the Skull of Darkness and we have Death. So the Skull of Darkness says blind spots. And the Death card says the eternal cycle begins here. So, Libra, I feel like during the month of October, as you step into your own uniqueness, into your power of authenticity, you're going to start to kind of shine a little light in areas of your life that you've been ignoring, that you've been trying to keep in the dark, right? So, as you begin to bring awareness or light into those blind spots in your life in the month of October, you're going to reach this level of ending that cycle so that you could begin anew. So the Death card is basically going to represent the fact that first something must end before you can move forward into the next phase of your life. So as you begin to bring in awareness into those blind spots of your life, that's going to help you to accelerate the ending of a cycle so you can then begin anew. All right, Libra, now I'm going to shuffle the Deviant Moon deck a few times. I just want to get a little clarity for you Libras for this reading. So let's give these a few shuffles. All right, so we have Page of Wands. That one came out reversed. We have the Queen of Pentacles, also reversed. We have that. This one is fear, right? Obviously, the Nine of Swords, but it's reversed. So yeah, releasing that fear. It's unnecessary. The Sun is reversed. Okay, so I do feel like with the clarity we're receiving here, I feel like with first of all, the Sun is reversed. So I believe that with the Sun being reversed, that's right under the blind spot. You're going to see where like there's one particular area of your life that like maybe you thought was making you happy, but in the end you start to realize it's not really making me that happy. And hence the change that comes from the ending of that cycle of your life. Because you're going to notice that, you know, it was almost like a lie that it was making you happy. It just wasn't. Or maybe it was at one time, but you've outgrown it. So now it's time to seek something new. We have the Page of Wands being reversed. I just think that with the Page of Wands being reversed, you don't really have to do much to make this change in your life. I feel like with that being right under the invisibility card, you don't even have to change much of your outer self or what you're doing on the outside. This is an internal thing. This is something that you must do internally. Because again, we have the Queen of Pentacles being reversed. So I just feel like this is definitely not something in the physical world that is changing. It's more of a mind thing that's changing. We have possibly a little fear that you're getting over regarding what it is you're creating. Maybe even a little fear towards like finances and stuff, but that's all unnecessary fear, like it says on the graveyard. But we do have the Nine of Swords reversed, meaning that you are releasing this fear in the month of October. So I feel like you're going to connect more with the wisdom that you have, that you've already gained, to help you get over this fear. Whether it's a fear of lack, or whether, you know, a fear of being authentically you, whatever that innermost fear is, this thing that's inside, not on the outside, that is what's going to be revealed through your own internal wisdom, right? All right, Libra, now I'm going to shuffle the Queen of the Moon Oracle. I just want to see what advice this deck has for you, Libras. Ooh, this one fell right out, and it's the Green Corn Moon. It says patience. So, patience obviously will be required in the month of October for you, Libras, because I feel like you're creating this path forward that will propel you into this new, I don't know, I feel like this kind of looks like a portal into something different, right? So I feel as long as you have patience with yourself and what it is you're creating, you're going to be able to move forward. But you do have to have patience. Don't have these unnecessary fears. Don't try to rush things. Don't try to charge forth, you know, because again, this is more of an internal process that's going to take place in the month of October for you Libras. So I do feel like a part of this patience that you have to endure, oh my gosh, this is a 36, which digits down to 9, because 6 plus 3 is 9. So I feel like you have to have patience to reach the end of the old cycle so that you can then enter into that new cycle, walk through the portal, right? So there is going to be some patience, meaning it may be more towards the end of October that you can finally break free from the old cycle so you can start anew and be more authentically you. All right, Libra, now I just want to shuffle the Halloween Oracle a few times, and I'm going to get 3 cards, again, as the final message for you Libras for October 2023. So let's see what this has for you. One more little shuffle. All right, so we have the Witch, the earthly weaver of the worlds. So this card is a reminder that you are creating your own reality, okay, Libra? So don't be afraid to put yourself out there and manifest the life that you want to manifest. Next, we have the underworld, where all things pause and begin again. So this card is reminding you that I feel like you're well on your way to creating the life that you want, but it's okay if it's taking longer than needed, because sometimes we need that rest. Sometimes we need to go through a winter. With the pomegranate here, I see that as symbolism for the underworld, obviously, with it being the underworld card. But I think it was Persephone, maybe I have the name wrong, but she was the goddess that would go underground for a third of the year, and she would only come up for the other 2/3 of the year to create, right? So I feel like this is kind of like finding that proper balance between rest and creating. And then we have the vampire card, but that one says emotional intelligence. So I feel like with this being on the side of the reading that's more about the death, the change, what it is, the blind spot, right? I feel like you're going to grow in emotional intelligence regarding something in your life that has simply been draining your energy. It's not in alignment with what you want to create. So I feel like as you grow in intelligence, that's going to bring awareness to that blind spot that you've had. And that's when you're finally going to reach the death of the old and walk into the new, Libra. So I think in general, this is a very good sign. It looks like you're going to find balance between the resting and the creating, and you're going to be able to remove things from your life that have been draining your vital energy. So it's all a great sign for you Libras for October 2023. All right, Libra, don't forget to click the like button down below and comment down below if this reading resonates with you. Thank you all so much for watching and spending some time with me. I love you. And now it's time to move on to Aquarius. Hello to all of you Aquarius out there. This is your tarot reading for October 2023. Since it's a general reading, just take whatever parts of this reading that resonate with you, Aquarius. Ooh, look at that. So as your main theme here, you get the Ancestors card. And it says the love and legacy of our DNA. So your ancestors are with you in the month of October, where the veil is thin between the worlds. So look out for signs and synchronicities, okay, Aquarius? Over here, we have the invisibility card. It says authenticity. And then we have the lamp, remembrance. So I feel like in a certain way, as you look back on your life, your ancestors, people that have come before you in your family, you're going to start to see your own authenticity through that remembrance, okay? So in some way, as you connect with your ancestors, you are finding your own authenticity. Look at this. Then you get a cardinal. This is my symbol for, again, ancestors, passed away loved ones. That one says night song, hidden talents. I feel like your ancestors are guiding you towards something that maybe is going to help you to connect with your authenticity in the month of October. And over here we have the scrying card, which says intuition. So I do feel like part of your hidden talent could be that you do have very strong intuition that you haven't quite tapped into yet. Or maybe you need the confidence to do it. So with that scrying card showing up next to the cardinal, I feel like your ancestors are asking you to practice some type of spiritual practice that can help you connect with your intuition and your inner powers, right? All right, Aquarius, let me go ahead and shuffle the Deviant Moon deck a few times, and I'm going to get a little clarity for this reading for you, Aquarius, for October 2023. We have that Seven of Pentacles that came out reversed. Here's what it looks like normally. Okay, so Seven of Pentacles, but it came out reversed. I do feel a sense of, well, let's see what else we get before I say anything. Then we have the Hierophant card. And we have, this is the Five of Cups. It's reversed as well. Here's what it normally looks like upright. Okay. So it's reversed. I feel like in certain ways, like, you feel like you've done something wrong as far as the pentacles are concerned. So your home life, security, your finances, something along those lines. But I feel like with that next to the Hierophant card and next to this Five of Cups reversed, I do feel like you're not focusing so much on where you've gone wrong no more by the end of October, you guys. And the Hierophant card, I just feel like that's another sign from your ancestors. Because the Hierophant's all about tradition, connecting, you know, making this connection between your mind, body, and spirit. It could have a lot to do with family and traditions of family, okay? So I feel like as you connect with your ancestors, probably through some type of spiritual pursuit, some type of scrying of some kind, as you connect with your ancestors, you're going to find out that there's no longer a need to focus on those spilled cups anymore. It's time to turn yourself around and look at what you have standing now. I feel like your ancestors are with you, helping to guide you through this. And let's see what else we have. We have one more card. It's the Two of Pentacles. It's reversed. So I do feel like you've had a hard time making decisions when it comes to your money, your job, or whatever these pentacles represent to you. And I feel like as you begin to find balance in making an actual decision, that's going to give you a solid ground to stand on moving forward. And to let go of the mistakes made in the past that you feel emotionally attached to, because you are definitely letting them go with that being reversed. So I feel like it's all about making this decision that's going to help you in the long run to really connect with what it is that you've learned from your family traditions, what have you learned from your ancestors, and what they can still teach you today moving forward based on your past. All right, Aquarius, I'm going to shuffle this Queen of the Moon Oracle. Let's see what advice it has for you for October 2023. Ooh, dropped it. All right, Aquarius, your advice is nourishment. So I feel like in the month of October, you're being guided to self-care. It's time for you to take really good care of yourself, to do what brings you joy, to eat good food, to feel happy, and to allow yourself to feel happy. I feel like you need permission to feel happy, maybe even from your ancestors. Like you feel like you're letting them down if you're happy, but what they're saying is no. You need to nourish yourself. You need to enjoy your life. You need to move forward. It's time. It's time to move forward, okay, Aquarius? All right. So I'm now going to shuffle the Halloween deck one more time. I'm going to shuffle a few times and pull 3 cards as a final message for you Aquarius out there for October 2023. All right. All right, so we have forgiveness. Reducing burden. You need to forgive what you've done up to this point. This forgiveness reduces your own burden in your life, right? It's kind of like what we've been saying. It's like this month you're going to learn to stop focusing on what's already gone wrong, emotionally speaking. You're going to stop focusing on maybe where you've gone wrong in many areas of your life. And that's going to make you feel a lot lighter. Next, we have the Skull of Darkness. This one says blind spots. So there are some areas of your life that are going to be coming to light where you're like, okay, now I see what I'm doing wrong. I didn't see my problem before, but now I see it, right? You're growing in awareness of something, maybe a mistake you've made in some way. But once that happens, look, then you have dawn. It says the light after the darkness. So you can't really change. You can't have a new day, a new dawn until you go through those dark times. So now that you've already had, all this that you've already experienced, it's time to just focus on bringing awareness to those parts of your mind that you've been trying to ignore. What parts of you have you been trying to avoid because you just don't want to look at it? It's time to shine the light there, because that's going to lead you to the light after the darkness. The owl is a major symbol of wisdom. So you're definitely going to gain a lot of wisdom by looking at those dark spaces in your own mind, your emotions, and your life. You can't change something that you're trying to ignore or keeping in darkness or ignorance. You can only change something once you've brought your awareness or the light to it. All right, Aquarius? So don't be afraid. It's all about forgiving yourself. Release the burden of the past. Forgive. Bring awareness to those dark places so that you can have a new found wisdom that you can carry into the future. All right, Aquarius. Don't forget to click the like button on this video and comment down below if this reading resonates with you. Thank you guys so much for watching and spending some time with me. I love you. And I'll see you next time. Bye.